How do you know if you have a rare coin? In this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know to make sure you aren't missing any rare coin worth potentially thousands of dollars. Welcome back to Old Money Prices. If this is your first time here and you want to learn more about rare coins and paper money, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. Let's jump right into the video. Up first, we have a 1917 1-cent Lincoln head penny graded by PCGS in mint state, 65 red and brown, with the double die obverse, guys. So big thing here, if you have a 1917 penny and it looks really nice, you may want to get it off to get graded. And this also has a double die obverse. If you look at the motto at the top, Liberty at left, and the date at the right, there is a small amount of doubling happening. That means it's a mint error. Specifically, you can see easy in the date, 1917, there's doubling. It's doubled. That doubling alone can increase the value significantly of your 1917 penny. Sometimes you're going to need magnification, so go online, eBay, Amazon, and buy a magnification glass. You don't need anything special. You could either get digital or non-digital. I'm not going to try to sell you anything. There's some people that charge you way too much. I would just say pick one up that does the job. You don't need anything crazy, like I said, but look out for this doubling, because the doubling there can be worth a lot of money, guys. But that doubling alone increased the value of this coin significantly, and it sold for $9,900. Beautiful. Look at this yellow nickel here. This is a 1944S 5-cent Jefferson nickel graded by PCGS, a mint state, 67 plus, with the full steps on the back. So let's flip the coin over. Immediately you see the rainbow tint to the coin. That tint is called toning, and it will increase the value of the coin. Next up, you see the S mint mark at the top center. That means it's from the San Francisco mint. Depending on where your coin is minted will depend on how many coins were minted for that mint, and that'll dictate how much your coin is probably worth if you combine that with the fact of what it graded as, or the overall condition of the coin. PCGS signified that this is a full steps. If you look above Monticello on the back, you can see the full steps there. That place is a very hard place for the mint to strike, since sometimes it doesn't fully adhere there. Also, it's one of the highest points on the coin, and it gets worn down the quickest. But the big thing here is the fact that it graded as a PCGS mint state 67 plus. That little plus grade there is actually a bigger deal than most people think, but that essentially the grading company is saying this coin is really nice for the grade, and this coin, this one little nickel, sold for $14,100. Here's a 1960 10-cent Roosevelt dime graded by PCGS, a mint state, 67 plus. Another plus grade. That's so rare. So the first thing you see here is the brown color on the outside of the coin. Don't mistake that for damage or rust or anything like that. That is actually toning. Again, toning is a natural process that happens to the coins, and collectors really go after these sort of coins. But flip the coin over, you can see on the back of the coin the torch at the center. Those horizontal bands are what PCGS signified as full bands, and similar to full steps, these full bands get worn down quickly and they're hard to strike, and collectors go after these sort of bands. And because this coin graded a very high 67 plus, this coin, this one dime, sold for $2,937. Alright guys, you want to be looking out for this little error here. So this is a 1950 25-cent Washington quarter D over S graded by PCGS, a mint state 66. If you have a 1950 quarter, you want to be looking out for this error, because your quarter could be worth a lot of money if it has this. So flip the coin over. If you look on the bottom center of the coin, you will see the D mint mark there. This is why I recommend you have some sort of magnification glass in your house, because you want to be looking out for this D over S mint mark. Essentially, during the minting process, there was an S mint mark and the D struck over that mint mark there. It is a mint error, and it should not have happened. You have to look closely at that D over S mint mark there, because that's what's going to tell you what your coin is really worth. In lower grades, it's going to be hard to see that mint mark there, but in high grades, it's going to be easier, and it may be worth getting your coin graded, because this 25-cent quarter sold for $23,000. Here's an Ohio 2002 D 25-cent statehood quarter graded by NGC, a mint state 69. I've got a lot of friends and family from Ohio. This is a really cool state quarter that sold for a lot of money. So guys, the highest grade you can get in grading is 70. This one's only 1 point away from that 70 grade. So go through your coins. If you have a coin from Ohio like this and it looks really nice, there's not many scratches or dings or anything like that, it's going to be worth a lot of money, because this quarter, this little statehood quarter, sold for $3,525. Wow, here's a 1947 S 10-cent Roosevelt dime graded by PCGS, a mint state 68, with the full bands on the back. I love this frosted blue color here. Very beautiful coin, and collectors really like this as well. If you get the right lighting on your coin may light up like this in a different color. Otherwise, it may look dull and gross, but look out for this sort of coloring if you have the lighting correct. This coin graded as a mint state 68. That's really high of a grade. Even the back has a lot of toning going on to it. It has that brown look at the center. It's a really beautifully toned coin. You can see that S mint mark there hiding to the left of the torch there. That means it was minted at the San Francisco Mint back in the 1940s, and this coin sold for $5,287. Here we have a 2011 D 5-cent Jefferson nickel created by PCGS, a mint state 68 with the full steps on the back. Beautiful, highly conditioned coin here. You can see the D mint mark under the 2011 date. This one graded very highly by PCGS. Has those full steps on the back, guys, and this coin, this one Jefferson nickel, sold for $6,462. This one is so easy to look over. So we have a 1922 no D 1 cent strong reverse graded by PCGS, a mint state 64 brown. So the first thing you notice is the coin is struck a little bit off center. That's not a big deal. Usually you want to have a lot more off center. You can see there's a bit more rim on the left side of the coin there. The big thing here, you want to be looking out for the D mint mark underneath the date, because if it doesn't have it there, it could be worth a lot of money. There are some people that will try to manipulate and alter the coin and remove the D mint mark. I advise against that because that is actually an illegal thing. You should not be defacing any sort of coin and altering the coin in any sort of way. Also, if you come across this coin and someone tries to sell it to you, make sure you're not getting scammed and ripped off, because there are some people out there that'll do bad things to coins just like this. But if you found this penny in a collection or a friend gives it to you and it was handed down to you, you could have a Lincoln penny that's worth a lot of money. And also, guys, this graded as a PCGS mint state 64 brown, but look at all the nicks and gashes. This does not look like a super nice coin, but these grading companies know what they're doing. They know what the coins should look like. A lot of the coins come straight from the mint and they look like this. Also, this has the brown designation. You can see the coin looks more brown. Sometimes they come red or red brown, and these grading companies will signify which it is, and collectors go after those sort of designations that come with the coins. But this one penny sold for $34,500. I love the bear on the back of this Alaska quarter. So this is a 2008 D 25-cent Alaska satin finish statehood quarter graded by PCGS, a mint state 69. So the bigger thing here is the fact that one, it graded at a mint state 69. That's 1 point away from the perfect grade. Also, it has a satin finish, right? So a satin finish is a different type of finish that the mint gives the quarters or any sort of coin, to be honest, and it's going to look different than your normal looking coin. Honestly, the grading companies are going to be the ones to give the satin finish designation, and that, generally speaking, doesn't increase the value too much, but there are certain collectors that go specifically for satin finish coins, and this 25-cent quarter sold for $1,410. Wow, look at this 1972 S 10-cent Roosevelt dime graded as a deep cameo by PCGS, a proof like 70. So if you have a 1972 10-cent coin and it looks like it has a mirror-like finish to the backdrop of the coin, almost like you can see your reflection, that means you have a coin that is likely a proof coin that's going to be worth a lot of money, especially if it grades at the perfect grade of 70, which is so hard to get. But this little Roosevelt dime right here sold for $8,400. Up next, we have a 1942 D over D 5-cent Jefferson nickel graded as a full steps by PCGS, mint state 65. So what you want to be looking out for, first thing, back of the coin above Monticello, you see the full steps there. Like I said, that's a hard part to get fully stepped. Usually it's worn down and hard to see, but the big thing here, grab your magnification glass out, because on the back right hand side you see that D mint mark. If you see doubling happening on that D mint mark, that means you have a D over horizontal D mint marked Jefferson nickel, which is going to be worth a lot of money, especially in the high grades, because this coin sold for $16,450. Here we have a 1925 D 1 cent wheat penny graded by PCGS, a mint state 66 red. So these older coins that look nice are going to be worth a lot more money. Depending on where the coin was minted, how many coins were minted for that specific mint is going to mean how much money the coin is actually worth. Combine that, if that D mint mark was not there, it means it would have been struck at the Philadelphia mint, which generally mints more coins than Denver or San Francisco, but that's not always the case. But guys, this coin just graded so highly for what it is at a 66, and this coin sold for $74,750. Hit that subscribe button. It really does help out the YouTube algorithm. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you in the next video.